Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wasteland Free Radio. This is just a quick pitch to our Patreon. We've got bonus episodes, behind-the-scenes stuff like that. Feel free to check us out. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show. I'm gonna do my best to be quiet tonight because Max the Millions is asleep. We'll see how it goes. I'm not making any promises, but I'm gonna try my best not to wake her up. You understand. Coming to you live from somewhere out here beyond the long haul truck stop, I'm the lone transmitter, and you're listening to Wasteland Free Radio. Oh no. That was a close call. Max is terrifying when she first wakes up. So I took first watch, mostly because I don't usually sleep all that well out in the Radlands. I'm still waiting on a few restart sequences to finish up, so I'll be good as new or good as used pretty soon. Maybe once that finishes, I can finally fall asleep. That would be nice, and maybe Max can take a shift with her eyes open. I find it pretty difficult to sleep while my implant is rebooting. It never really goes well the first time. This is our third try for the night, and I think it's gonna work. But I can't sleep while it's happening because there's this constant surge of electricity going through my body. Some people like it. I just don't. Not right now. Forget it. Never mind. Moving on. My favorite example of this was just today when a very drunk man driving a very pink flatbed truck drove all the way until Long Haul, and when he left, he was carrying a full-scale ICBM. There's no need to worry about another neo-nuclear war breaking out. There are no warheads still inside. We're scavengers. We're not irresponsible. Higgs boson. If experience has taught me anything, he's most likely building a launch pad in his backyard in an attempt to get into orbit. Everybody's trying to leave the planet. Can you really blame them? Anyway, I never got the guy's name, but he was a couple sheets to the wind. I hope he's not piloting the ship. And then there was the mixed family of 8, that's 5 parents, 3 kids, and my goodness, the mouths on those little creatures. Well, there it is. Yeah, I figured it was going to be Fallout. I just have a sixth sense for these things. I also have a friend that's supposed to be able to predict these kind of things, but he's not very good at it, and I haven't heard from him in a minute. And I'm not about to ask Max how her boyfriend is doing. Paging Dr. Bechtel, that is not how I operate. If my boy wants to talk to me, my boy can talk to me. No big deal. I do miss that little bastard. Guy. His mom's probably listening, I forgot. Well, yeah, we're staying put. That's great. I didn't want to go anywhere anyway. I've got plenty of potassium iodide and a couple of decontamination kits. I'm not really worried about that, but I don't want to use them. And yes, I know I could get anything I need from Max, but let's just keep this between you all and me. And let's face it, Max doesn't listen to the show. She'll never hear this. Her prices are a little high, just a little bit. It's all quality, like I'm not gonna buy copper from anyone else. She always knows where to get the good stuff. It wouldn't really surprise me if she charged $95 full price. It's not like she has a friends and family thing. Well, ever since the destruction of Dynamo Science Labs, 95 has been on this little mission to fix the weather, and I think he's had some success in small cases, but you can't fix the weather without fixing the whole sun problem. The sun has already started turning into a red giant, and while we were supposed to have a few more billion years, no one really knows why it's early. And this is for all you rad scientists out there. I know, this is what you've been waiting for. You have been called to save the world. Please, I beg you, please, stop trying. No more dark matter nonsense or artificial black hole experiments, alright? You think the moon broke in half on accident? I'm tired of people walking around thinking a high tide of 400 meters is a normal thing. It didn't used to be like this, I think. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned that before. How I'm pretty sure we're doomed. Yes, I know, this is the apocalypse, of course we're doomed. I get it. That's my go-to line too, I understand. I'm not gonna start a doomsday cult or anything, we have plenty of those already. But smarter people than me have done the math, and I kind of trust what they've come up with. Eventually we're just going to kind of fall into the sun, and we're gonna slow down in the process and slowly burn to a crisp as it happens. Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah. But all that got me thinking about what Grand Reverend Supreme used to scream about in the streets, the Space King and the all-consuming eternal purging fire, all that kind of nonsense. Remember? Now let me be clear, I am not saying I believe in the prophecy of the Space King. I certainly don't. I'm pretty sure it's based off of a comic book or something. It's ridiculous. I just think it's pretty clever how life imitates art, imitating life. And in this case, it might actually look like you're being thrown into a giant lake of burning fire from a certain perspective. Our perspective. It'll be us. We'll be on fire. Now, we're still far enough away that I will be long dead by the time the chromosphere starts to drag us in. So, we might be doomed. Big whoop. We should probably still live our life the way we would have, before the Great Devastation. In the 90s. So let's pile in my Corsica and drive to the Scrunchy Prom or whatever. The further we get into the Radlands, the more, rad things get. I know you're familiar with roach wasps and things like that, but there are other creatures out there that we just don't have names for. We've never seen them, or some have seen them and not survived. It's just kind of a dangerous place the further out there you get. And we're apparently going to the City of the Damned, and that just makes me feel terrible. It is awful in there, from what I've heard. I've never been there myself. On the far side of the City of the Damned, I've heard people go crazy. They start hearing things like voices for requests for help. And I don't know, that just sounds awful. I don't know why anybody would go there, especially on purpose. But here I am. Max the Millions seems pretty gung-ho about this whole thing, and I'm gonna trust her. She is a badass, but I'm a little afraid. That's all. That's okay, right? The point is, we're going somewhere that's just frickin' creepy, okay? And I don't like it. I don't usually have this much downtime when I'm out here in the Radlands, but I might as well check some messages while I'm here. Eldritch Dragonois asks, is this transmission coming into the wasteland from the ruins of Branson M.O.? Branson M.O.? I don't know what that is. I stick to my corner of the Radlands. I don't really explore all that much. It's not all that safe to go out there alone. And yes, we've established that I'm very tough. But I'm usually broadcasting from Yellowbrook City. It's a beautiful little post-industrial town at the end of the world. You know how it is. Most of us that live there are holed up in old shipping containers or factories, but I did find an old radio station that is working just fine for my purposes. Of course, it was already inhabited by a shape-shifting cat, or a shapeshifter who likes to assume the form of a cat. I'm still not really sure what the station beast's deal is, but we tend to like each other, so it's fine. I just stay out of the way, clean up the mess, and that's about it. And we're called Yellowbrook City because of the bright yellow creek that runs straight through town. You're probably expecting me to say, don't drink the creek water. Don't drink the creek water. You're repeating yourself. Sounds like the real storm is getting closer. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, well, I can't say I'm surprised. This looks like a heck of a storm. I don't want to be out there in that. Nobody should be out there in that. There's my advice for the day. You want to stay alive? Just don't go out in storms like this. That's the best I can give you. 100 rads an hour isn't lethal for most people. It's not going to be lethal for me, but I'd rather just not put myself through the hassle. You understand? Right, so Yellowbrick City. We've got mills, we got poisoned water, we've got robots, and a destroyed science lab. You know, whatever. Fresh ruins for people to salvage, so that's cool. And Mr. Big M asks, favorite food? Okay, this is a loaded question, because this is the Radlands, right? But I have been known to enjoy the perfectly poached taste of roach wasp eggs, and the best place to get them is at the Long Haul Truck Stop. I don't think anybody would argue with me. Ask for the Rough Roxanne Special. You won't be disappointed. I don't know how anybody actually gets a hold of these things, but I am a huge fan. And I do have to give an honorable mention to my friend, I guess, Grand Reverend Supreme, and his travel milk. It's not actual milk, I don't know what goes in it, but it travels well, it's never spoiled, and it hasn't made me sick yet. And that's about it for fan mail. I'm not that surprised, there aren't too many people out there. But thanks for writing in, everybody. Well, I'm not expecting the storm to get any better, but I am expecting Max to leave at first light, with or without me. I gotta say, I don't think I'd mind. Really. I just think I'm personally woefully unprepared to go anywhere near the City of the Damned. I don't really want to talk about it again because I'm already getting scared. Oh, I don't like this. It's like the whole protective dome panic attack thing all over again. Not my finest moment. I'm not really worried about my physical life out here. I'm worried about coming back to life after I die. I don't want that. If I get injured, I can just go over to the human mechanic and get some parts replaced. And if you do need human parts replaced, you owe it to yourself and the rest of humanity to visit the Human Mechanic. The Human Mechanic has parts for humans of all sizes, but be warned, he only works on humans. He will of course do his due diligence on a mutant as well, but he does not guarantee any of those procedures. The Human Mechanic, where I am not just a paid spokesperson, I am also a client. Yeah, the storm looks like it's getting worse. I'm gonna wrap this up before I attract a lightning bolt or something. Taking you out tonight is Fantasy League with their song, Butterfly. I'm the lone transmitter. And that's Max the Millions. So glamorous. I'm the lone transmitter, and you've been listening to Wasteland Free Radio, your very last source for news.
Don't deny what you grow, hiding under your chromosomes. Oh, son.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to Wasteland Free Radio. If you enjoyed the show today, please leave us a review on whatever platform you are listening and find us on social media. We'd love to hang out. We also have a Patreon, as we said in the beginning of the episode, if you would like to support us further. Our intro sequence is by Space Crush. Today's featured music was Fantasy League, and there is additional background music by 11D7. We'll see you back in a few weeks, and remember, there's no such thing as being too prepared for the apocalypse. So learn how to pickle some pickles and filter water. I don't know. I might need some more apocalypse advice, that's all. Thanks for listening, guys.